Do you want to apply a combination of deductive and inductive thematic analysis in your qualitative research? Is that even possible, and what should you keep in mind? In the next few minutes, I'll show you how to combine deductive and inductive coding, what established authors like Braun and Clarke think about it, and how to use this knowledge to optimize your qualitative study. And now, without further ado, welcome to Shribe. If you're familiar with my videos on thematic analysis, you know that this method distinguishes between two types of coding and theme formation for analyzing qualitative data. First, you can build your themes inductively. Here, you derive abstract codes from your data, that is, for example, your interview transcripts. As the saying goes, the themes emerge from the material. This approach is also often referred to as bottom-up coding. And second, you can apply themes deductively. In this type of thematic analysis, you create a list of predefined themes from a theory or other relevant literature. Then you approach the data with these themes in mind and systematically allocate your data to each theme. You can also count how often each theme occurs in your dataset. But what about deductive-inductive combinations? Does this have any advantages? The answer is yes. Since thematic analysis was originally invented to be an inductive method, but it's not always easy to form new codes and themes purely from the ground up, a deductive-inductive combination is often a good way to get the best of both worlds. So why is this approach useful? First, pure induction is powerful, but very difficult. For most research questions, pure induction isn't the ultimate solution. The problem of induction, which also frustrated David Hume and Karl Popper back in the days, still persists. Inferring a general rule from a single case is highly problematic, or a small sample. But even if you are okay with that, it is quite difficult for beginners to confidently develop themes seemingly out of nothing. At the same time, supervisors often encourage you to read about theories, and incorporating existing theory in inductive research is quite a challenge, and you need a lot of experience to do it correctly. Second, doing only deductive coding also has significant disadvantages. The theoretical framework you choose to work with is practically predetermined in this case. Deduction doesn't allow for breaking out of this framework, which means surprising insights that might contradict prior knowledge are not considered. But these potentially surprising findings are what make many research projects interesting and can provide greater value for existing theory and literature. Thus, a combination of both logics can be considered for thematic analysis. In deductive thematic analysis, you choose your themes based on prior theoretical knowledge to guide the research process. The data is then coded and allocated into this structure, which means the main themes. You start with the same thing in your deductive-inductive thematic analysis. But then you use surprising findings or data that do not fit these themes to form new inductive subthemes. If you find a lot, you can even add a main theme to your list of themes. This can create theoretical added value, contributing something new to the existing knowledge, all while you enjoy the comfort of the theoretical framework you used for the deductive part of the coding. To better understand how this combination works in thematic analysis, let's look at an example. Assume your study involves identity theory. It broadly states that individuals adopt certain characteristics, values, and norms to view themselves as unique compared to others. According to the authors Burke and Stetz, 3 theoretical dimensions are involved in the identity formation process: investment, self-esteem, and rewards. These 3 theoretical dimensions could serve as a structure for your thematic analysis. According to deductive logic, 3 main themes would emerge. The first main theme could be investment in whatever your topic is. The second could be self-esteem based on whatever your topic is. And the third, you guessed it, could be rewards from whatever your topic is. You could now structure your data, such as interview passages, according to these 3 main themes using regular coding techniques. Now, you could inductively add subthemes by grouping your codes. Or, based on data that doesn't fit any of the 3 main themes, add another main theme based on that so-called leftover data. Imagine you have the following quote in your interview transcript. Earlier, I thought I would have to give up my job completely to be a mother. Now I'm more confident that I can do both if I want, or if I want to work part-time or flexibly and arrange childcare without it affecting my career. This quote initially would fall under self-esteem, as it deals with self-perception and confidence in overcoming obstacles. For this quote, you could create also the subtheme self-evaluation of own competencies. This new subtheme could be positioned under the main theme of self-esteem in whatever your topic is. You might find more quotes that fit into the subtheme, or perhaps quotes that form a completely new main theme, though this could be unlikely with a well-established and often tested theory. You work inductively through your data until your system of main and subthemes forms a complete picture. Before you click away, please consider giving this video a like if you found this video helpful. It would mean a lot to me. Now, what do authors like Braun and Clarke say about the deductive-inductive combination? The authors of the most cited paper on the method have made clear that the method was originally intended to follow an inductive logic. Their focus on being reflexive as a subjective researcher underscores this. However, it is exactly this what makes qualitative research so flexible. It is not about following a guide from start to finish and never deviate from it. It is about tailoring the analytical approach to your needs and what makes the most sense in your situation. Therefore, Braun and Clarke would agree that combining both logics can be of value if it makes sense in your context. Outside the Braun and Clarke bubble, many researchers see a deductive-inductive code formation as a very legitimate way to conduct qualitative research, especially if you are a beginner. As I always emphasize, you have the freedom to tailor your approach to your needs as long as you act systematically and can logically justify your decisions in your methods section. You might have heard about a third type of reasoning, which is called abduction. This comes into play when you encounter a particularly surprising finding and try to explain it with what makes the most sense based on the information you have at this point. Then you infer a rule or category that best explains this result. However, this is quite risky as you can't verify if the rule is correct. A typical example of abduction is the detective Sherlock Holmes. He looks for clues at the crime scene and abductively infers how the events might have unfolded. These inferences are often very bold, but bring him closer to the truth. However, abduction in qualitative research isn't really something you can plan ahead. You can't know if you'll find very surprising findings where an abductive inference could help. Here we can only adopt abduction as a general attitude towards surprising findings. The deductive-inductive combination of thematic analysis, on the other hand, can be systematically planned and implemented. So give it a try.